I have a new vlog for you, and this one is all about my favorite music. So this request comes from Michael. Michael is a longtime member of the Patreon campaign since the very beginning, actually, and he's a top tier member right now, and he wanted to know about my music taste. So I did a video a little while back about my 3 favorite bands at the time when I did that Glass Animals concert video, and now I want to restructure the conversation a little to focus mainly on what I'm listening to when I'm running, because I live in LA. Of course, I need music for when I'm sitting in tons of traffic, but most of the time when I'm curating a playlist, I'm doing it with my run in mind, whatever's going to motivate me when I'm running. So I'm going to focus on that mostly, but before I get to the specific music I'm listening to, I want to backtrack a little and go to what I do when I'm on the treadmill, because when I'm running on a treadmill, I don't listen to music. Instead, I watch episodes of TV, because I typically run about 4 or 5 miles on the treadmill, and a TV episode, if you're talking about a 45-minute episode, it is a perfect length. If it's a show that I'm really into, that run just flies by, and it's nice sometimes. I listen to music when I'm out on foot running, but when I have a treadmill and I can put my iPad right there, catch up on some TV, I like to take that opportunity. Another thing that I do when I run that does not involve music is I like to run and listen to audiobooks, and that can be a little bit of a challenge when it's first getting into an audiobook, but when I am in the thick of it, if I'm really into that story, I could run for hours and not even notice. I had that happen when I was listening to The Shining recently, and also, speaking of Stephen King, when I was listening to It. That was a 44-hour audiobook, and I got so much good running in while I was listening to that. But now let's move over to that playlist. So if you watched that previous vlog, you know that one of my favorite things to listen to and where I tend to discover new music is Alt Nation on Sirius XM. I'm very into alt rock. They play some great stuff. They do their top 8 very often, but then there's shows like Advanced Placement where they highlight new up-and-coming artists who do tend to go on to be pretty big names, and I've just discovered so many new artists through them. So running through some specific folks that I really like listening to, I'll give you the obvious one first, and it's Glass Animals. I'm still loving all of my Glass Animals music that is yet to come off my playlist. Speaking of music that has been on my running playlist for a long time, I'm also a really big fan of Mike Snow. Mike Snow, I saw them in New York City once, and that is another band that puts on a great show. A lot of really interesting sounds on their albums. I'm super into them. Same goes for Sir Sly. There's a couple Sir Sly songs in the rotation right now. And then 2 bands that I thought I was kind of over, but then I realized I wasn't. One is Fall Out Boy. I, all of a sudden, am very into Fall Out Boy again. They're not their most recent album, but the one before. It's called American Beauty, American Psycho. Really, I could listen to, in particular, Centuries and Uma Thurman over and over and over again. And then on their most recent album, which is called Mania, there's a song called Wilson, Expensive Mistakes. Great song. It's a song that I discovered on Alt Nation, and it's another one that's on the rotation and probably won't be bumped off of it for a long time. Also, speaking of bands that I used to be really into and thought I got over, The Killers. So I liked The Killers, and I still like The Killers, but I went through a period where I was like, I don't really need to listen to their stuff or buy it anymore. Then all of a sudden, I started to catch myself listening to songs on Sirius in the car and thinking to myself, wow, like, that's a great song. Who is that? And then I would look and it would be The Killers. To give you an example of something that happened with, it was Run for Cover. I love that song. It's a great song, and now because of that song, I have a whole bunch of Killers music on my running playlist. Adding another one that I'm really into right now, a more recent discovery, Francis and the Lights, a song with Chance the Rapper called May I Have This Dance. It's a beautiful song. It does have an alt-rock vibe to it, but I love the lyrics to that one. There's also AJR with Rivers Cuomo, a song called Sober Up. I love that song, and that song has also kind of been a gateway to other AJR music, and it is such a unique sound. I'm slowly exploring all the different songs, and really, I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. And also, another thing that I can't leave off this list, because it is a big part of my running playlist, is my movie music. Right now, I still have Mystery of Love in there. Yeah, you can run to Mystery of Love. I love that song. This Is Me, of course, from Greatest Showman. I have a couple La La Land songs still in there, but admittedly, those are the ones that are getting bumped off right now. Same goes for Sing Street. I think I'm down to 2 songs from each of those albums on my running playlist. And then Force Awakens, that score, March of the Resistance. I've said it before, so you'll probably hear this many, many times again too. I love March of the Resistance for some reason. I think it has something to do with when March of the Resistance kicks in Force Awakens. I always tear up at that moment, and then it had the same effect on me in Last Jedi. So that's some movie music that is also on my playlist. Michael, thanks as always for the great video suggestions and for your support. Really, it means a lot to me that you've been with the campaign from day one. I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate it. You rock, man. Thanks to everybody watching this video right now. I'll be back soon with more reviews, recaps, Nemi-Vlogs, you name it.